In this video, I'm going to touch on and go through the steps of how you need to work out your hourly rate. Whether you are an electrician, a plumber, a joiner, a builder, whatever it is, if you've got your own business in particular, or even part of this will apply if you subcontract to other people as well. Your hourly rate. So what it should involve, and this is taken from inside of my Electricians Business Machine membership site. So there's two different things really. First of all, your personal considerations, and secondly, fitting that into your business considerations. Let me explain further. Inside of Electrician's Business Machine, I go through each of these things in real detail, but here it is, the summary. You need to work out your basic needs just to exist. This is personal basic needs. You then need to look at your treats, and in the videos here I go in real depth how to do that. I've got workbooks and spreadsheets and a lot more. So the treats are things like weekend breaks, gadgets and entertainment subscriptions like Sky and Netflix and whatever it is. The basic needs are just your food and bills, rent and basics. The luxuries are the big holidays, the car, the kids' college, whatever it is. Based on that, you then need to have a think about how many weeks you will work each year, because when you're employed, you probably worked 46 and got the rest in holidays. This will all be then thrown into my really special hourly rate calculator, which you won't have seen anywhere before. And you can then factor the number of hours per day you want to work, because you've got travel time and things like that, and the number of weeks you want to the number of days in a week you want to work. And you can see how it all looks with this spreadsheet. So then you need to look at pricing the services. This is in the business now, so you've looked at personal, this is the business. When it comes to pricing the services, again, there's three different things. There's your business fixed cost. They're not going to change much over the year, maybe marginally, but these are just to exist as a business. Whether it's an office, whether it's equipment and things like that, or software. The next thing is the job related costs. So that's traveling, that's fuel, that's consumables and things like that. That is also if you get some occasional hired help. Now the scaling costs aren't necessarily if you want to become a massive empire, but you might want to factor in paying off some debt. You might want to factor in growing a buffer so that you can do more commercial work, and you're going to get a 10 or 20,000 pound buffer in the business to do that safely. You might also want to get one or two staff. Not going mad, but these scaling costs will be factored in. And again, for the business, I've also got a really fantastic spreadsheet, and that will apply your rate that you worked out for personal, plus all of these business costs, and you will get an overall hourly rate for the business. Again, you can tweak it. As well as that, also in Electrician's Business Machine, you can then look at your rate on a job by job basis. You can look at your jobs so that you can price them fixed price if you want to on the simpler jobs, so that you factor in travel time, admin time, such as certificates and actually doing quotes and things like that, and the parts all combined. So you're not going to lose out. You're not going to lose out in the business, and you're not going to lose out in your personal. Because if your business loses out, you may end up underpaying yourself, and that means you lose all of these things here. But finally, I then discuss how to price the complex, bigger jobs that aren't necessarily covered in that spreadsheet. And in fact, there's going to be soon 200 videos, and it'll be growing. This is just one area, pricing, but it's a big one for electricians, for plumbers, for all different trades. So if you want to know more, you can get a free trial over at electriciansbusinessmachine.com. That's this address highlighted here. Thank you.